Hello, Collective. Welcome to a timeless love area reading where we discuss however the energies of love would like to be disclosed via the two sister energies that I read for. However, on this channel, I read for the energies of Sekhmet. So, however she would like to have the conversation is however she would like to have the conversation. Whatever brings you here as part of the conversation is part of the narrative. However, form-fitting this reading will be for you. Bear in mind that you have tapped into a collective reading that I, Seventh, am holding at this time. This is not a personal one-to-one connection that you and I have allotted time for. So it's important that you remember, you utilize your own personal discernment to take the bits and pieces you like and leave anything with the reading behind with me that you may not have liked. In regards to myself, I am Seventh, aka Master Seventh, that reads these energies for you. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. I do have a newly launched website that you can get to some way or another, either via the description box below or the bio. And bear in mind that I already mentioned this is one of two sister channels that I run. The description box will have access via links on how to travel the content that I have made available on either channel. Again, whatever brings you here is in true form to the reading. And remember that feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, femininity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies. Masculinity as well has feminine and masculine energies. Love variant. Love variant reading. This is however love triggers you. Whether you like it, love it, have it, need it, desire it, hate it. You are here, and that's all that matters. All right. Interesting. You don't like shuffling, you don't even want me to read yet. Jesus. Love variant reading. Alright, let's see the storyline. The storyline is Three of Swords, Sorrow. The storyline is Ace of Wands, Initiative. And Ten of Cups, Satisfaction. That is the storyline. The storyline is interlaced with the fact that you took initiative on an action, and the initiative is not keeping you at peace. It's not regenerating hope. You have to reactivate it. You have to reclaim a stance. You have to reclaim a rekindling. You have to keep exonerating, exuberating, giving, and returning is none. And that is a problem. That is an absolute problem, 333. The problem is inundated with your sacral, your heart, and your throat chakra, okay? Because the ultimate decision of not being able to see, feel, or resonate with your true definitive polar opposite emotions within the vortex of your intuition is the reason why you're probably more chances than not inundating yourself with fucking being addicted to tarot. But the addiction is the clue. The key is you. So we need to figure out how you landed here, triggering the beauty of your own webbing and now feel stuck to it and dissatisfied by wanting to utilize the exuberant emotions of intoxicating imagination, intoxicating yearning for the future timeline, anything other than now, as a means of desire to perpetuate your decision making currently and the ones you've made as of late. There's an imbalance. There's an imbalance of showing your authentic self in a version of a universe, and that same authenticity is mute when it enters another sector. And that is wishy-washy. You can't essentially do that in the laws of the holy color of them all, which is the white light. The white light that permeates the darkness, and also your discomforts or your comforts within that abstinence of light, which is then your perception of darkness, where you're asked to initiate the internal blows that you feel from this energy, for example, which is the energy of feeling the sorrow, the pain, the detriment of life, and being able to find the ace of spades, to find the initiative to have a royal flush of a decision, a royal flush of an outcome, before or after needing to know the actual consequence of it, that no matter what happens, you feel satisfied. That is the goal. The goal is to feel pure throughout even chaos, because that purity will help you gain healing frequency to hopefully gain activation and recharging the energy needed to deactivate newly accrued energies that are just anticipating activation from you, but because they're not pure to you, they feel like anti-agents. Okay, they feel like they're carcinogens. All right, and that's where the addiction then lies. The battering of not being able to put the cigarette down, and not being able to find the solution to OCD and the neuroticisms of desire. So that is the storyline. All right, what is storyline? Okay, that was quick for sorrow. Sorrow is a perception. It is perception of the mind, with the King of Pentacles here coming out for that, where that is your ability to see your wellness within a construct. Okay, if you are in that bubble, how will you rate your scale of 0 to 10? 10 being amazing, jubilee, 0 being you want to end it. All right, where are you on that scaling? Okay, because that scaling is true in honor of profit to you, whether your perception is defined as a malice one, or a maleficent one, or one that's difficult. And that's what the high priestess here wants to negotiate that deal. Where is your perception of yours just being a human detoxing? And then where is the perception that is yours for you being that intellectual processing engine, that software, to make the hardware shine? How well do you take care of it? Yeah, that's too much. It's never too much, but a little at a time, please. All right, so it's too much because you can only notice that's 7 of Swords. Tucking that bad boy right back in there. No to her energy. All right, 4 of Cups. So what lies heavy on the heart doesn't make you rest easy at night. So we need to be able to finite the energy to give you the ability to rest your weary head. And that journey of trust is where the regeneration of empowerment begins. It's sad to think of it that way, that the human up to 2025 timeline, and however derivative we see it as, still needs training to be the best version of themselves, to unlock the fullest the potential of their power. When there have been civilizations who have proven the vast amount of skill that humans are capable to at least say they're in witness of, to be able to share that with each other, and at least put it down the game of a story to be told down the line, that their civilization was way advanced for their time, right? Some of them are controversial. I think one of them is Chaldean, right? But that's where we get the honor of numerology, for example. All right, 10 of Swords. So all humans have a story to say. and a story to tell, a place of the matter of having lived, and that is ultimately the sense of responsibility we give each other once we decide to spend the ticking of time with anyone other than ourselves. We kind of give our weight to them. And that's not necessarily fair for the overall equilibrium of that transaction. That may sound like greed, envy, manipulation, need, desire, traumas, self-confident issues, self-esteem issues, complexities, fragility, not wanting to learn something new, being rigid in your ways might be the reason why some things seem good and then bleed into exposing things that aren't really good. And it's like a two-way mirror here, and it's not making you feel comfortable, right? Because you don't know what's looking back at you. All right, let's get some cards for the initiative story part. Some of you have thought you've taken initiative, and it was a blowback. But I think let's challenge this initiative by claiming that maybe you were only thinking this initiative, but you didn't say it out loud. It's like your hopes and dreams was a fairy tale to come. And then a situation happened and it triggered the fact that you have a yearning for a fairy tale story. And that story, character development, is you. So you see something, and then because you yearn it so much, you apply your desire of this yearning as that memory. It's now yours. But then you come closer to the interaction, meaning you exchange a word or two that maybe a person within this narrative of a trigger. And there's a feeling inside that happens in between the words of, hi, it's nice to meet you. You are very beautiful. In the midst of those words, internally, there is a ticking that says, I'm not too sure. I don't really know if I even agree with the words that came out of my mouth. And that's where satisfaction can be woven in with also sorrow by certain initiatives that we take. And that's part of also the quest here of the strength card here, a major arcana, saying that's the part that might sound ridiculous to you to hear, but that is the beautiful part of life, to feel that viscerally authentic in that, to know that Jesus, mother, I don't even know, this is wild. This life is about this shit, and life is like, yeah, it's about this emotion and that one too. Like, it's not easy. However, easy is not also, I think, any interest to the ego, because the ego, a cocked up fucking ego will be like, I don't fucking want easy. Give me expert level, So even it's not easy that it is to the curiosity of the soul self. No, I don't think so. I think it's permissible, permission to be self. Really, permission to be self. And whatever that permission is however profitable it is to your perception or your place in society, right? Or their view also back onto you. Yeah. Whatever that is however fruitful life is, period. These three cards just explain everything I just said. And that's the ultimate flow of things, right? The ultimate flow is that the choices we either are subject to, can make manifest, all seem to still interlace us with feeling somewhat responsible or guilty or affected. You know, if you are a human being, you feel affected by bad news away from you. You're like, oh, my heart goes out to that. And then some of y'all want to send your prayers, right? And that's the idea of no matter how shit your life is, it's the part where care and compassion still extends the hand of humanity. And some of us have lost that behavior for ourselves, viscerally. And so the engagements of knowing how to how to figure out when a relationship is secure, or the involvement or the speed of acquiring is traumatic to a human trying to be just permissibly themselves. It's traumatic. The expectations that the subconscious has to compete with is ridiculous. And we don't give ourselves the embrace to remember that about ourselves. So then we're stuck with feeling a sense of something when sorrow and successive satisfaction looks at us and says, what now? What's the initiative now? When this is the dual package that came with this shit too. So you're like, oh Lord. It can be overwhelming, that state of quote unquote nothing, a space of nothing, a space of void. But then here's the proof of the pudding. Everything that you'd like to make manifest comes from this fucking void. So we must feel empowered by that. Security in the slightest of acceptance of a possibility. That takes the sorrows up to this now. And the desires of what it makes to feel satisfied to hopefully also get you out of these sorrows. A better initiative to kind of timestamp and to accrue in fortifying distinction and also be able to talk about it. That's the initiative. That's the timestamp externally. And this is an all-encompassing game. Weeks, months, years now for a lot of individuals who are blended in with these frequencies and seeing some of their worlds being defragmented and put in variables of smaller numbers of people, but then high chances of spiritual reward. And then it wants to remind you that what it took away, in quote unquote, of people, it will replace tenfold. That replacing cannot be justified by you picking and putting it in. You've already explained what you want for it to be put in. You must anticipate its arrival. This is a coding, ladies and gentlemen, individuals in between and beyond. Alright, it's a fucking coding. It isn't going to, or maybe it is, for some of you Saggies, it's like, I can go down to the variable. I want him or her to have a right blue eye and a left fucking pink eye, and with a fucking pointy nose and luscious lips with broad shoulders. Like, y'all tick it away, and then boom, there it goes. And you're like, oh, I am a magician. Oh, shit. To also take in that initiative. Whew, as if some of y'all other signs heard that and was like, wait, why don't I have that power of manifestation? It's still fucking split, y'all. Sagittarius is still in the same goddamn room, exploited about the same issues, 1919. All the zodiacs share the same sky. Alright? Share the same motherfucking sky. Oh man, I was just gonna say you gotta outwit yourself, and these are like the trinities of fucking. You sure? You sure? You sure? You positive? You positive? You're not gonna second guess yourself? Energy. I love you. I hate you. I hate you. I love you. It's like this, oh! Shh! Knight of Pentacles. Ugh. With the Empress. For satisfaction. Yeah. The noise. The white noise of what you don't know. There are times when you're around too many people, alright? Too many people that drain you. So that when you're away from them, you don't feel like the King of Pentacles that got you attracted to them in the first place. You, like, all this pressure of you stepping down from the Empress to a Knight of Pentacles is the heavy weight on your shoulders. Jesus. Feeling small. But then you need to be reminded, I mean, what is all this manifestation that you were able to do? You're the magician, right? Satisfaction allows you to feel the magician power. That same power should be shifted into what we would say the dark side of the moon. Being able to then train your intuition. Because that's what injuries to the body, to the mind do. They fuck with your intuition. But it's not your intuition not knowing better. It's your intuition not learning all the different ways to communicate the same thing. The Wheel of Fortune. Feeling that weight on your shoulder here. And feeling not knowing when the mask of vulnerability is safe to take on or off. Whom to exchange that sense of belongingness with. And if that's the case that you resonated with that, we need to let go of that, bring space between that thought and yourself and say, whatever space that is, you need to distance it by spending quality time with yourself. You need to have a better 360 understanding of who the fuck you are. In all shades of colors and hues and clues and riddles and blues, alright? And then turn that shit upside down and get that side of the version of the coin. Like seriously. Because there are manipulative energies around you that distract you by them just being able to take your emotional credibility. Like, honestly. Whatever you can show up to bring credit to, they do so emotionally. Emotional credibility. Hilarious. And not so fucking funny because it's fucked up. Overall, you will move away continuously feeling the energies of personal harmony and tranquility. That journey is not a fucking silent one, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between and beyond. Alright, it's not a silent one. It is a silent whisper of continue forth of your journey. Continue forth of the flow, within the flow, and all that jazz. To remain victorious, okay? Yeah, you're minding your own lane by staying active in the lanes that require you to get to your journey. But if, you don't need to be in the right lane going 25 miles per hour, and you can go, let's say, a good 80 miles per hour in the fucking left lane, you'll take that fucking ride. You're putting the pedal to the metal, alright? Do so responsibly. Don't make yourself look like an idiot. Alright, 2 of Cups. Yeah, like I said, you're staying in your lane. That fruitfulness is going to show up in the way that staying in your lane and journeying safely to get to your destination will bring you. It might bring you to a pit stop. And that pit stop is luscious because you might meet somebody, right? You might meet new people. New delicious desires unfolding. What? No. No. One more. Okay. All right, so we have what, the Hermit? Yeah, the Hermit. Take your inner angst, the things that you think are divided and separated, which are your pains, turn them into dogs that can see and are loyal to you. And be the extended hand to an intuition here. You see that swebbing? It got fucking more intricated over here. That shit got real detailed over here. This person is secure, okay? The Alchemist, Saggy energy. Make manifest. Literally putting your magician powers of intuition totally in the laws of people to see. Quite frankly, with their eyes. They're going to see what you're all about. And that is provided by being on your own unicorn of stance here. This is just too many words to put into fucking tongue. These images are wild. We have strength here. 9 of Wands. It's your existence here being complimented, that you have strength, you have made milestones. Strength here again. I picked up the major arcana. Didn't see that the major arcana of this deck came out to fortify this. All right, so your strength, your sorrows is your strength. It's literally, yeah, it's just fucking powerful as shit. And 10 of Wands, you're erupting quite deliciously and bittersweet for other people to take a nice little gulp out of oppression. So congratulations. You don't have time for that shit. All right. With that being said, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.